Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello Libra, welcome to my Facebook page and also my YouTube channel, which is what I was supposed to say first. And as you can gather, I just about maybe you might have sensed that I nearly forgot which sign I was up to. So yes, hence the long hello. I had to really think about it. So there could be stuff like that's happening with you at the moment. It's like, you know what you're going to say and you know what you want to say, but you don't say that, and it's like, or do that. It's like something, the energies are very different at the moment because one, we're in a full moon energy, so it's been like this, if you may have noticed, well, here in New Zealand anyway, the full moons that are out, out and about, or really out big bright. Sorry, I'm just blinking. There's something like, I'm just like, and then my right side there, it's like, I've only just started blinking at just be with your video, so it's kind of like there's a little bit of stop-starty energy at the moment. It feels like there's an unsurety about where to go, what to do, how to do, and what's going on at the moment. But I feel like that is for some of you. Some of you, it's just like, it's not so much an unsurety, but there's a similar sort of energy about it, like it's like stop start. There's a lot, stop start sort of energy, and it's like, what the heck just happened there, like turning around, what just happened there, and it's like, I don't know where they're going with that, but there are changes. There are definitely changes coming. And as I picked up the cards to start to shuffle and tune in to use Libra more, I heard this, get ready for a big change. Now, it may not be what you were thinking on saying that. And it's, for some of you, I feel it's not what you were thinking. And you may have had some plans, or you may have got something, or have an intuitive thinking or a feeling about something. But I'm hearing more things. It's not what you're thinking anyway. So whatever this change, and it's, at the moment, okay, it's something else, okay, that's coming. So they're not giving me a little bit of shedding any much light on that at the moment, but I guess you'll know, if you understand that message, you'll know what spirit are meaning. So anyway, going back to the beginning, where again, first of all, as always, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel and also followed and liked on my Facebook page, because if you've come across this video on Facebook. The other thing is, I'd just like to say, or invite those of you who haven't subscribed and or liked and followed to do that now. I do encourage to connect with both. That way you'll find out what's happening on Facebook, what I'm up to, what's coming up, different events or workshops, where I'm going to be in the country and or the world, when we're allowed to get around about a lot more freer and around the world. So that's why I encourage you to do both, so you find out what's going on. So the other thing is, just like to say, where am I going? Oh, some of you have made some donations, and I really appreciate that. So, and that's what I want to say thank you for those as well. And there's also, I just want to remind everybody about that these the messages that come through with these reads are general reads, so they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, then don't try and make it fit. But just see if it falls into place for you, and it might not actually, it might not fall into place for another couple of days, possibly a week, and sometimes a little bit later you might think about, it might just pop into your mind and like, oh my gosh, that's right, I know what they're talking about now, I know what that's about. So the other thing is that this read is for Libra, and Libra maybe in your sun, moon, rising and or Venus sign. So that's what I mean about checking out your other signs, which is what leads me into that one. So checking out one of your other signs if it doesn't quite fit for you. Or the other thing is, sometimes the other signs will help us get a more comprehensive overview of what is going on for us. So now, if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it. Okay, now Next, I'm going to be using the Starman Tarot deck today and the Sacred Earth Oracle. If I get a chance to, we'll see where we go. So today is, straight off the bat, we've got the Starman, okay, number 1 in the deck. So the Starman is like the magician. And so we have, you know, the magician is about new beginnings and opportunities and talents that are coming through, or you developing them. You know, maybe you already know that you're not, maybe you're okay, maybe you're not right into art, or you're beginning art and you know there's something there and it's something about that's coming out. For some of you may be already an artist, and you may have, or some of you might say an ex-artist or an old artist, or you used to do it. There may be a resurgence of that energy coming through to, and someone tapping on your shoulder to say, hey, I think you should get back into it. So I'm hearing for some of you that it is very therapeutic. So it's not necessarily that all of you out there are like selling pieces of art or have any exposed or anything like that. But it's some of you's, it could lead to that. So it's about bringing out those talents and those skills that you have, not just, you know, with artists, but that's something that's coming out with different talents, you know, that you, when I'm saying artists, it's not, I'm not limiting it to, or the spirit aren't limiting it to, you know, like painting or drawing or something like that. There's, you know, art is really quite wide. So it could be something that you're doing, you know, you may be doing harakeke, you know, weaving or something like that, in some way or form. It could be that you are doing pottery. It could be that your talent is in gymnastics even. And it may be, you know, whatever it is. It could be in the gardening. It could be like, you know, that could be your leisure thing that's turned into a business or something like that. Or, you know, it could be, where are they going with that? Okay, because I've seen you, some of you is like out there like thinking and wondering about what can I do? What do I do? And it's like, what do you do well? And what are you drawn to do? That's where they're going with that. The other thing with the Starman, the alchemist who's talking about in this deck is, I will blow your mind. And if you think to the song, it's like there's a starman waiting in the sky. I think that's how it's goes. And he thinks it's like, oh, where is it? I've forgotten the words to it now. But he thinks he'll blow our mind. So it's like he wants to come and see us, or greet us. And see, I'm hearing see or greet as well. But he thinks he'll blow our mind. But I feel like there's a part of you that's, you know, that you've hidden or you've pulled back on with, it's letting that out. So whether it's to do with artistic side of things, it could be to do with something, a skill that you have. It could be to do, you know, there's ideas there that will blow people's minds. So it's about bringing them out and doing, you know, getting it out. So it's basically, he says, I will blow your mind. So he is the alchemist, like the magician. So he's able to, this is about you creating what it is that you want to create, basically. If you wanted to build, if you want to get out of a space and get into doing something else, creating a new business or new career, some different artwork or like a garage, or learn something new, then do it, make it happen. So don't, you know, because I'm hearing like, don't hide behind not having enough money or not things. So it's, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to create the change, like consciously create the change or make the change, you know, for you, and just stepping into it. So the ability to channel life force, ideas, intentions and energy into something truly valuable is what the Starman energy brings to you today, and helps, and is wanting, in a way, is bringing it out, pushing it out of you. This energy with this full moon energy as well, you'll probably be going, you know, for some of you, you may not have as rough a ride as what you have had in the past. Some of you may have a different ride, in the sense that you may be very drained or tired, and because of everything that's going on in the world, where there's a lot, you know, as well in different parts of the world, wherever you are, it's some of that may be draining your energy. So it's not buying into that bullshit, basically. It's like, and reminding yourself that actually that maybe that's not mine energy, or not somebody else that's close to me. It may be the collective of energy who is feeling very like lower energy, vibrational energy, and that. So now it's stepping out of that and stepping into and building up your own energy field, okay, and it's being in yours. So then we have the Hierophant, okay, after that card, after the Starman card. So, and the Hierophant is in search of for spiritual meaning. So in this deck with the Starman Tarot, it's I am the teacher of universal law. So when he comes out, and he is, you know, the guardian or the master, you know, and of religious knowledge, and is a powerful educator and mentor, basically, with this is his energy that he brings. So when he comes out, the Hierophant, either usually means, well, it does mean that you are being asked to adapt, or you've been asked to go in deeper, to look at, you know, to look about how you work or how you fit into society. So in this deck is like you're being asked to adapt to the existing sets of social beliefs and systems in place. So what I get from that is like learning about to like, okay, it's because I'm hearing like not buying into other people's stuff. It's like we've got to live in this space anyway. So we've got to make the best and the most of the moments that we are in living in this world, and regardless of who's doing what and who's doing that and what's happening in there. So it's like kind of like, well, not fully like making the best of a not good situation, but it kind of is in your own personal journey, in your own personal life. It's not allowing ourselves to be caught up in the drama of the energy of something else that's happening overseas or down the road with the politicians or with the, you know, next door neighbor or whatever, and not buying into the fear and there are lots of different conspiracies around, and you know, some of them are very valid and some of them are not so valid, and some of them are going a little bit over the top, and some of them need a little bit more digging, so, and some of them are just bubbling up. So it's not like I'm not discounting any of them at all, but I'm just saying that sometimes we can get too caught up or influenced by what is going over there, what is going on over there, and it kind of like distorts our own beliefs. So this is about you making up your own mind for you. What feels right with going into this place here and going into this place here, and it's not allowing ourselves to be, you know, caught up in all this, that we stop life and we wait for something else to happen or something else to happen in order to, like, you know, like with the whole COVID thing, is in the background there are things that we can do. So when things start to smooth out and you know, and smooth out a bit, or even not just when things start to smooth out, depending on what you're doing, you can run, you know, can hit the ground running. A lot of the work that has been doing is really, for a lot of us, is going within and looking at our own psyche, and going in deeper with that. So those two are the first two cards out. So I feel like the Starman, yes, he's here to blow your mind, yes, and he wants you to get out there and blow other people's minds with your amazing work and gifts that you do, whether it be this work or not, whether it be your healing work or not, whether it be your artistic work, whatever it is, you know, that you're creating for you. And it's just getting up there and doing what it is that you need to do. Some of you may be starting online businesses, some of you may not be. It may be more hands-on and tangible, like what we're doing here, like literally making your own product, and you know, and creating, like, it could be that you're building a house. It's and that may be what you're getting to, in building a new career of some sort. Some of you, I think, I feel like are moving out of relationships, so you're building a new, you know, creating new relationships, saying goodbye to the old and let in the new, letting go of what's not working, and, you know, and to move into something that's more lifting or more, you know, so you can more go on a journey where you're looking deeper into yourself before you're moving into a new relationship, whatever that is. But most of us, I would say, are looking at building our relationships with ourselves. It's like, who am I? Okay. It's not only about what do I want to do, be, give, and have in my life. It's also, like, you know, like Spirit have really worked with me and many others about, it's like, who do I want to be in my life? Who do I want to do things with in my life? Who do I want to have things in my life with? You know, who do I want to give things in my life to? So it's like, wow, so it's taking it to a different, a deeper level. Then we have the Tower, because it's the Tower is about, I know that radical transformation is required. So the Tower is about demolishing the old to make way for the new. So there is a lot of destruction in there. Well, when you talk about it, it's like there's, destruction, but in a good way. So unfortunately, when we're growing, a lot of the stuff is like things will come up and it will feel like it's being destructive and like it's ripping your world apart, and it's like this is falling away, and there is an emotional journey with that at times, depending on which start phase you are at with it, with whatever is going on with you. However, it's in that destruction, do we see does the light come out, and do we see there and receive the learnings and see the learnings that we need to learn, and by through the feelings and that come from that, and the knowledge from that. So something is falling away. So something is falling apart to allow the light out, to allow the new in, so you can see, to allow you to see the new that's out there and expand your energy to be able to align with or connect with and touch other things in there that more resonate with you, with growth and that sort of thing. So usually they will come about by some sort of radical, that transformation is some sort of shake up or wake up, with creating that personal revelation, and it kind of like in a way destroys our ignorance, hopefully forever, usually forever. When something big like that happens, sometimes it might take 2 or 3. Some of you is maybe in the first stage or the second or the third. It may be the third that's your last one. It could be the second for some, and sometimes it could be the first, depending on what it is actually, and what it is all about and where you're at. So it could come about through some sort of tragedy, and sometimes it could be euphoric. It could be just a sudden, a sudden. Generally, it will come. Like for me, with my ones, is something tragic happens, and sometimes it could be the death of someone, someone passing over, but it also could be like something ending, as in the death of a the ending of a marriage, or the ending of a relationship of some sort, like a marriage, or even if it's a de facto one or an engagement. It could be the ending of a job, or something like that, as it's kind of thinking about that, not necessarily a car accident. Some of you, it will have been some sort of physical accident that's happened out there, and you'll understand what they're talking about. However, it's not always about that. It could be a euphoric one. So it may be in a dream that you get all these aha moments, and you like click, or something, around you. It's like, man, you've been made to look back to check out something. So something is crumbling away, allowing for you to, or something comes up to make this happen. So it's basically, I feel like there's been a calling, obviously, if something's come in, out of the blue, basically. Then we have the 2 of Swords that follows on from that in this cluster of 4. So 5 cards. So the 2 of Swords is about indecision, and this card talks about trusting. I trust my ability to find my way. And even though with all of this going on in here, it's like, it is really literally about trusting your ability to find your way. It helps us to, it shakes us up to go into learning about our inner selves, and connecting with our inner tuition, our inner tuition. And then we have the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups talks about being in the wonder of life. I am in wonder of life. And discovering, that you can flower and open instead of growing old. So it's about the desire, this is usually about the desire to go back, into past memories, and, and looking into the future. So, about, and creating new dreams. And our past is there for a reason, to help us to learn and grow, and to show us where we do want to go or where we don't want to go in our future. So that's what they're talking about. There's, past memories and future dreams here. So it's about putting, projecting forward what it is that you do want to do, be, give, and have in your life, and go for it. So, but not feeling that, it's, and like I say, this is beautiful how this, this deck says it. The desire to go back to a time of innocence and simplicity, seeing with fresh, untainted eyes, and excitement and joy. So it's like sometimes when we do go back, and sometimes we have a little, like those dreams, and we lift ourselves, or going into that meditative space to shift our energy and project out what it is, our dreams, basically, and that sort of thing. But it's also brings in that feeling and that energy of discovering, the you, and the you in there, and that you can flower and open instead of growing old, or looking at it that way, looking at it like, sometimes we feel like, because they're going, this was some of you out there may be feeling like you're too old to do this and do that, but actually it's all that that experience that you're not too old, you're only too old to, well, of course, some things, on saying that, it's not about being too old. It's like where there is a will, there is a way. Okay, well, that's where they're going with that. And then we have the alien, or the hermit. So he talks about going within. I go within and call on spirit to illuminate the path. So with this, this is about patience and prudence, basically. And looking for, being cautious and wise and making practical decisions, and things like that, with regard for for one's own interests, basically, because often we can put aside our own stuff and then go and do something else, what the family wants, or and not actually fulfill our own needs in that way. So the hermit is, there is a discovery. So it's obviously with the hermit, it's like going within, going on a deep journey within, the psyche. And so we often, that's about meditation, sitting with oneself and contemplating the existence and the meaning of life. Had to do that a few times, and I guess some of you out there may have done that a few times too. And very interesting process. So, and then the last card out for you is the Princess of Cups. So she talks about interesting, I offer you artistic beauty, and it's like she is very sensitive, and intuitive and perceptive and profoundly spiritual. Okay, and she has she signals that there is opportunity to refine, develop your inner intuition and creative talent, basically. Your creative, I was going to say something else, creative side of you, but the creativeness in you. So this is the energy that she brings. It's like opening you up, and like with all these different ideas and feelings, and that you have, and you want to artistically express it. It's like allowing yourself to go there. It's also like that artistic side is like, it's, going in without a spiritual side, and connecting with spirit to help us to figure that out, to help us to, but we've just got to listen to what has been like the little signs and the signals that we get given, that, and those little stirrings within it, like, I'd like to do this, and it's like, go ahead and give it a shot. And don't just give it a one shot. You may need to like persevere with it until you figure out actually, this is what I really want, and or the reason why you've gone there. What are you getting from that, from that exercise? What are, and changing your perspective about what is going. You've been led there for a reason, or you've been guided to do some sort of artwork, and something creative, whatever it is. And it may be that, you'd be drawn to do something with animals. It could be that you want to do a marathon. It could be that and you maybe not have done that before. It could be that you start doing something that is completely different out of the blue for you. that's different, you know, and it may be different, but it's not like maybe you've been put it aside and you've not gone there, but it's time to go there, to at least have a look in there. So if it's not for you, then you know it's not for you, but you've learned something out of that, you know, along the way. I don't really know where they're going with that, but anyway, I'm just going to go with it. This is not, so I feel like there's a card that's coming out here, so I'll just quickly shuffle that there, and one should pop out very soon. There we go. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Listen to your heartbeat when you're going into meditation. Listen to the breath. Feel the breath of your breath, your breathing as you are going into meditation, when you're taking yourself into that state, and listening. I love how they got that, like that shell shape through there. Listen. Okay. Listen to the secrets within, and it's like, you know, there are the thoughts and the feelings that are coming through for you, that are guiding you, and like steering you over this way. And don't be resistant. Just go and have a look. Make some time for it, and you may find that actually you have more time on your hands than you thought you did. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say farewell, and I'm going to say leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement and adventure, and also prosperity and abundance, coming from my amazing spiritual team, the Zion energy who flank me, and also the amazing energy of Libra. We'll leave it with you with lots and lots of that. Okay, bye for now. We'll see you next week.